This is West Ham Unofficial. Come on, you Irons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hours of deadline day and of the transfer window left for West Ham United to get the players that we need desperately over the line. This is our second deadline day stream of the day. And a little bit of movement, James, since we last spoke on West Ham Unofficial.
I know, mate. I know. It looks like Alex Kral would be on his way to the LS.
Yeah.
On a loan deal, I'm hearing. I don't think it's going to be permanent. It's going to be a loan with an option to buy next summer, which is a good bit of business. A little bit disappointed about Connor Coventry, though, I must admit, going out on loan.
We'll get into all of it. We've got Diop to talk about, Bamba, Dembele, Kral, the lot. We're having a little bit of an American takeover today. Firstly, we are joined by Wally. Wally, how are you?
I'm very good. We're just hunkering down here, getting ready for Hurricane Ida is sweeping up the country and coming here. We're not supposed to get much rain. I mean, we're not supposed to get much wind, but we are going to get like a lot of rain. So I was just out of the park digging out the ditches, the drainage ditches. So anyway, so I'm fired up. I need to hear all the transfer talk now. What's going on?
Well, we'll get into it in just a second. And we are joined by a very dapper-looking CB. Charlie, how are you?
Hey, what do you do? I'm doing good. Just hopping in from Midtown. Just got back. And I got to tell you, I was fired up. Then I heard that intro music. Now I'm really ready to go. I feel like I could run through a brick wall with that thing. Holy moly.
Let's take some comments and then we'll get all of you out of your misery. We'll talk about what is going on in the world of deadline day in terms of West Ham. Lona de Bolin is in. Afternoon, Jake. Kral is a done deal, apparently. It does seem like so. Afternoon, everybody. Lonely the Bolin's just done a bit of gardening. Lovely. 3 streams coming. Oh my God, hang on. That's all right, John. Kral is a done deal. That's what we're hoping. There's too many YouTube channels live. I'm here with you, Jakey. What's the best place to be on deadline day, James?
West Ham Unofficial, mate. No one else does it better than the Double J team and the US Massive. Right? Subscribe if you're new, like, share, and all that. Let's go. Let's crack on.
Here we go. Wally, you must know about this. Frederick's to Barcelona.
Oh, no, please.
Oh, with the jersey in the back.
I don't want to have to get a new jersey, please.
Oh.
It can't happen.
They won't mind at all. Right, Jake is in. Breaking. Spartak Moscow General Director has confirmed Alex Kral will be joining West Ham. Loan options to buy. Everything is looking sweet. James is in. James Bong. Hi, Jake. And John says, Jake, tell us about the West Ham website. Hidden player profiles. The lot is going. It's coming down. Is Charlie Boy looking forward to Jake's sardine challenge? Yeah, I bought sardines back there in the cupboard.
Oh, absolutely. I got the money ready to go in the pot for that. We're ready for that.
I'll chip in to see that.
Yes.
Sure. Yeah.
It'll be during this international break, unfortunately. So in the next week or so, it will be here. Kent is in as well. All right, Jake, James, Wally, and Charlie. Boy, right then, let's get in with it. James, where should we start?
You got to start with Kral, mate. First.
Yeah.
I think, me personally, Connor Coventry was going to be here for the start of the season. And I think that something's happened with Spartak Moscow and basically said that you can have Kral with an option to buy. And I think West Ham have moved on that. That's why Connor Coventry's gone out on loan. Bit disappointed with seeing Connor go out on loan. I thought he'd done really well in pre-season. I'm pleased for him because he needs a loan move, but I think it's a year too late, if that makes sense. He should have been out on loan last year and he would have been ready now. But it's a good move all round if everything goes to plan.
So what's happened with Alex Kral, for people that don't know, is basically it's come out of the blue yet again this morning. We thought it was a recycled rumour from the start of the window. It looked nailed on that we were going to sign him towards the start of the window, and then it kind of died down. It came back again on transfer deadline day, and it looks like we heard around midday that the deal is 90% done, and now it's just creeping. More people are saying, yep, there's a few minor little things to sort out, and then Alex Kral will be a West Ham player. Wally, I'll go to you first. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'm a little disappointed by Coventry because he definitely bulked up and he looked ready to play. So I think he would have been a great sub. However, I think Kral is one of the checkmates, right? He's Czech, so now we'll have 3 checkmates. We'll be able to, spread the love for the Czechs, and so I think it's maybe a good move. I don't think he had the best Euros, so maybe he'll come here like really hungry to show himself off, and maybe it's a good move. So we'll see.
Definitely. Here's a question then. I'll ask it to all of the panel. Would you rather see Wally, Connor Coventry be given the shot, or bring in Alex Kral and let Coventry go out on loan for a season?
Honestly, I would rather see Coventry given the shot because, like I said, he looked ready. But so that's my vote.
Yeah. Charlie boy, your whole thoughts on the Kral situation?
Well, the deal has to be pretty much done because why would they let Coventry out on loan? I'm kind of gutted that he's gone because I thought he was going to do bits for us this season. I was really hoping to see him, but in a perfect world we could have kept both of them. But if you would ask me one or the other, I would have kept Coventry for sure.
Yeah. James, we discussed it a little bit earlier on. Are you surprised in any way about Coventry going out, 1 in, 1 out?
Not really, but he should have. I think I agree with the lads there. Like, Connor's done enough in pre-season to warrant being in the squad this season. He was in the squad last season. I think that West Ham have gone at Spartak and said, listen, we see him in the Euros, we weren't impressed, we ain't going to pay the amount of money that you're asking for, but we will take him on loan and give us an option to buy next season, and we'll pay the money. And that's what I think's happened. I think Spartak have gone, you know what? Yeah, we'll do that because we know he's a decent player, and it's a free hit for us, basically. I thought Connor deserved his chance, mate. I've been critical of Connor Coventry because I've seen him live, and sometimes I've seen him, he's been very lightweight, but he impressed me during the pre-season. And for me, is Peterborough really a good move for him? Yeah, he's going to play every game, but he's going to be in a team that's going to lose more than they win, and that's not really a good thing. Like, I understand it with, and the same goes to Mipo Odebeku and all. He's going to be in a team that's going to be losing more than they're winning. But I just don't. When he goes there, he tears it up, and next season we will see a newer, fresher Connor Coventry.
Yeah, let's take some comments and see what people are saying. Scott said Kral didn't impress me, if I'm being honest. Yeah, he didn't really do much in the Euros, but if David Moyes wants him, David Moyes has been very, very particular on who he buys. So you've got to back him. Alex Kral is a great cover if it happens, says Kent. Jake and Amelia is a done deal. Apparently, behave. Long live the bowling. Behave. Alice says we are a top 10 Premier League team. Coventry isn't ready. Players rarely are above. Players rarely are before the age of 23.
I disagree with that because Declan Rice is 22.
How old is Kral? Isn't Kral 21?
22,
yeah,
something like that. Hey, listen, I'm buzzing that we got Kral. My thing is just that I just thought we could keep both of them. What would that hurt? Euros give them both a run out. You know what I mean?
I think there was enough games this season for Connor Coventry play.
Yeah, Europa games.
Yeah, there's Europa games, there's League Cup games. I think there was more than enough there that he could come on and do a job. Like, to to me, I think Mark Noble should be down the order, as in coming on, even though we love him as a player, right? But I think Connor could have had game time this season, 100%.
Yeah. Ken says I'm a bit concerned about Bowen leaving. Wally, we had a bit of stuff come from Liverpool about interest with Jared Bowen. I mean, if somebody's coming for Jared Bowen, they've left it pretty late in the day, haven't they? Would you be concerned now? Are you concerned about players like Jared Bowen, a sneaky bid for 40 million coming in for these type of key players?
Wow, I'm kind of shocked by that because Bowen, we've added, I guess, Vlasic, right? So, but we're still, that's kind of like where we're very shorthanded is that front line area, especially obviously striker too. And Bowen is like almost our second striker in a way. So I am shocked by that. I hope it doesn't happen unless we're making a lot of money and able to use that money to spend on another striker or something.
Yeah. Charlie, are you concerned that there might be a sneaky little bid just put in at 7:00 tonight UK time?
We gotta turn the phones off. Turn all the phones off. Unplug everything. He's not going anywhere. Bowen gotta stay. He gotta stay. Yeah. We gotta unplug everything. Take no calls. Sorry, I don't want to hear it. Nope. Yeah, I'm definitely concerned. I would hate to lose Bowen. 100%.
Yeah,
definitely. And I think this is what Jake is saying here that I've just seen on Twitter. Spartak Moscow General Director, that guy, says Kral is leaving. We had different options for him. We agreed on all terms of West Ham. It would be a paid loan with a mandatory purchase option. And also what I've just seen on Twitter as well, the same guy said he's confirmed Alex Kral will join West Ham on a loan with option to buy. So this seems pretty much nailed on now, which is good. Hopefully we're going to have the green light in the next hour or so, and then we can get it announced, and then we can perhaps move on to a left back, a striker, something like that. Hopefully, there's still legs in, the left back as well. Anything could happen. Gary says maybe Kral is a better player for club than country. Sometimes that's the way it is. Yeah,
that's true.
It could be. I was just trying to find a comment that I agreed with. I'm sure I'll find it eventually. But here we go. Alan says people have been complaining that we need cover for Souček and Rice. We get Kral and they moan. I don't think people are necessarily moaning, but I think people are looking at it and thinking we need a striker and a left back.
The thing is on that. Sorry to butt in, Jake. Yeah. Manuel Lanzini, everyone wanted out the door last year and said, oh, he has to go. You can't cut it in the Premier League. Get a fee for him, get him gone. Why is Lanzini still here when Connor Coventry could play in that position and his natural position and get Kral in and all? So you got enough cover there. Like, we're not moaning, but I think Connor's done enough to be in that squad. Like, but to go to Peterborough, of all places, I don't know. It's just not for me. I just don't. I think he's going to be in a team that's going to be getting battered each week, and he's going to lose confidence, in my opinion. But just want to say something on Bowen. I heard something earlier on, and basically Liverpool are looking at a striking option for Bowen, like for their club, and Bowen's been mentioned to them. I'm not saying Bowen is in their radar, but when you've only got 6 hours to go, 7 hours to go, I can only see them going for someone who's based in the UK, and he plays for us. And if a £40 million bid did come in,
why should you invest in stocks on?
I do worry. I do worry.
Yeah. Do you think, when you look at it, Charlie, do you think Sullivan's eyes might light up at a 40 to 50 million pound late, 11th hour bid, sneaky bid comes in? Would you get worried with Sullivan at the helm?
Oh yeah, I don't want him to send no bids in. 100%. We can't lose them. That's it. You know what I mean? Antonio goes down, then we're gonna have your favorite player up there up top. We're gonna have Yarmo up there, baby. So we can't have that. No, we cannot lose Bowen. I'll be sick. As much as I got happy that we brought in Vlasic, the pickle man, maybe Kral, maybe other guys, Ariel and everything. If we lose Bowen, I feel like that's a step backwards. You understand? Then my joy goes, automatically down. Because he's attacking, but people don't realize his pressing and his cover bits are just as important on a counterattack team. the man is. I mean, he's a legend for us. We can't have it. We can't have that.
Yeah. Rondon's decided to start trending on Twitter again, so we might as well talk about him. Salomon Rondon, he's had a couple of spells in the Premier League, Wally. One at West Brom, now out in the Chinese league on a free transfer. Would you take him as a backup striker?
Yeah, I think so on a free. He's always impressed me as a decent sort of Premier League, mid-table striker. So I think he would be a good backup for Antonio. And I feel like, he's the same build and stuff. So maybe he takes that, position that Antonio plays. So yeah, I would take it. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Would you take that on a free, James?
Yeah and no, really. He's 31, I think he is. He's same age as Antonio. I think we need to be looking younger than someone who's in their 30s as a striker. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like if he's a free, maybe, yeah, I'd say yeah. Like, but I want to see someone like Narigi through the door, mate. I really do. I think it's just a different level. Rondon plays similar way to Antonio, but he's nowhere near as good as Antonio. And someone like Narigi would light it up for us, I think, with pace, especially in that front line. Like if you take Antonio out and put Origi in, and you got Origi, Bowen, Ben Rama, Fornells running at you, teams are going to get worried. So yeah, is it good? Yeah, it's a good bit of business if we can get his wages down to the figure. I think he wanted something like 170,000 a week. I think it was because Everton were linked with him, and Everton blew him out the water last night. I think it was. But yeah, if we can get his wages down, we're taking for free.
Yeah. Right then, Charlie. The expectations are on you now. There's 101 people watching. How many likes are we going for, Charlie boy?
Oh, we need at least, I say, 130. Even though there's not 130, well, we got to get it to 130. Maybe more will come.
Oh my lord! Right, 103 people watching now. Hit that like button.
They're on the way.
They are. And your thoughts on Rondon, Charlie?
It's not the ideal situation, right? But on a free, how could you turn your nose at it? We need a backup guy for Antonio. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm not gonna, he's coming, get too excited, but I'm not gonna turn my nose at it, right? This cover, we need it, and who knows? He could come in and do bits, and then everybody would be happy, right? So nobody's like, oh, we want him to start. So if you ain't looking for him to start, then I don't see what's the problem with it. And like James said on the wages, they give us a little money, maybe not this window, but maybe the next window we could add somebody else. You know what I mean? So I like it. It's all right. I ain't mad at it.
Yeah. Let's take some comments. We'll talk about Bamba in just a second because I think James knows more about Bamba than I do. So I'll let James take the reins for that, but we'll take some comments quickly. Spark says, I think Kral is the only player we're going to sign on. I personally don't rate him. I'm just a bit hurt that Lingard's not coming. Yeah, sit me slightly about Lingard. It still might happen. You never know. And Kent puts in the valid point here. Could we go in for Lingard at 7 p.m. to try and push it? Just a cheeky £12 million in there just to see what happens. Be smart. You know, like, oh, here he is, trying to troll everyone on Twitter. Montanelli, you caught me once, Tom. You caught me once, but not again. You are trolling. People are very happy about it. Right then, should we talk about Bamba? James, I'll come to you first because I think you know a bit about him. Fire away.
25-year-old, plays for Lille in France. Left-sided player, attacker, pacey. Yeah, he's decent. But the old cliche is, mate, do we really need this player? Like, we need a striker, and it's like we keep going for these wide men and all that, and it's just the old cliche. He's a good player, very, very good, dynamic, good pace, good trickery. Will beat a player. He's gets a few assists, doesn't score many goals, mind. I will say that. His goal record isn't glamorous, but he will. I think from the French league to our league, he can adapt. He reminds me a bit like Sarr at Watford. He's that sort of type of player. So if we can get him in with a reasonable fee, then it's a good purchase, in my opinion.
1.75 meters tall. Currently plays for Lille. He's unfollowed Lille on social media accounts this afternoon, and he's a winger. Do you think we really need another backup winger, Wally?
Do we need another backup? Well, no, I think. Well, if assuming we're keeping Bowen, and we've got Vlasic, the pickle man, which do you guys have Vlasic pickles over there? Because in the U.S., Vlasic is a big name in pickles, so we're gonna have fun with that. We've done a lot of potato salad stuff, but that's kind of run the course. I'm looking forward this year to doing a lot of pickle things. So anyway, but as far as another winger, maybe as long as we keep Bowen, I don't think we really need him.
Yeah. Do you think, Charlie, that he'll do yet another Moisey special and convert him into a striker, Wally? Charlie.
I don't know if he'll convert him to a striker, but we do know that Moisey likes to rotate his forward. Everybody playing up top, they'll rotate to the middle, to the side. We're a counter-attacking team. We're trying to nick the ball, get in transition. So if we had somebody with pace, I'm not going to turn my nose at that neither. Would I go for a winger? Probably not. I'd probably go for more of a striker. But, in Moises' mind, he's a counterattack. So he wants to get in transition, get the boys going. And that's how we get most of our goals. So if he's looking to add pace, I'm not going to be mad at it, because at the end of the day, I know that everybody up top is going to rotate. That's just the way it is. So.
Yeah. Peach is in the chat. Have you got a bit of sleep after not even going to sleep last night because you were so excited about transfer deadline day, my man?
He was up early, man. He dressed up early.
He was on Forge Remain at like 9 o'clock our time, and that's like 8,
that's
7,
4
6,
a.m.
4 a.m.
4 a.m. Wow. Even I don't get up that early.
Suited and booted as well. What a man.
Wow.
He said, "Hello to you, Charlie boy."
Hey, Peach.
As well.
Oz puts a great comment in there about Bamba. I don't know if you can get it up, Jake. Yeah. But Oz puts this comment here. If Bamba is true, it may be forward planning for the release of Yarmolenko. I can see that coming. I hope so. Because I can't see us selling this man because of his wages. I can't see us loaning this man because I don't think no one wants him. But I can see us releasing him. So that wouldn't be a bad shout. If we was to get rid of Yarmolenko, bring in Bamba, then that's a great bit of business, because 115,000 a week is scandalous.
Knocked off with a bit of a release fee would make sense. And you're taking him off the wage bill, Wally, and you're bringing in a quality player. Yes, it's going to cost you money, but it ends the Yarmolenko train. I don't have to talk about him anymore. You don't have to talk about him anymore. And we've got a decent player in that could be converted into a striker, could be a winger, could play anywhere, could play as a goalie. You never know. We haven't got enough covers in the goalie area.
That's right. Yeah. Well, Yarmolenko, I think since we're going to be in Europe, we've got all these European matches. He might do well in Europe. So, if you release him, I think you're basically paying all his wages up front for the year. So unless you need the space for a player, you might as well keep him if you, and he might perform in Europe. So.
Kent, you are the voice of reason. We can get rid of the one-legged rocking horse. Useless. I'm with you, Kent. I'm with you. And then long live the bowling wants justice for Yarmolenko. Yeah, okay. All right. And there's also Dembele kicking its way around as well. James, do you know anything about that?
I heard about it. Is it Asmusa Dembele from Atletico Madrid? Is that the man?
Dembele. I haven't really heard much about him.
I think it is Dembele, ex-Celtic, ex-Fulham player. Yeah, again, it's the sort of player we want, mate. Like, I can't stress enough that a left back and a striker is needed at this club. Like, and I've said it multiple times, and obviously, when you look at the sort of difference between Antonio up there and the drop down from that, and I know people keep saying about putting Bowen in there, but the problem is with Bowen is I think he's not. He's too lightweight to be round there. I think where he is perfect for him. As a centre forward, if he's up against a Van Dijk or someone, I just bully him. Like, because do you know what I mean? With Antonio, he don't really get bullied by a lot of centre halves. So, Dembele's a good player, mate. He scores goals wherever he goes. Like, do you know what I mean? I just hope that we're seriously looking at a striker and not trying to convert these people into strikers, because it could backfire on us.
We're just praying for a proper striker. Right, James, we've got another one from the other side of the pond, but not really. Any guesses?
Don't know. Not sure. Go ahead.
Come on. You should have got that.
Oh my God.
Oh, I know.
Other side of the pond, but not really. I mean... Sorry, I'm a bit late, Jacob. Good to see you.
He's gaining that Texas accent slowly, and I don't like it. He should come back over here.
Excellent.
Well, y'all, I try real hard.
Nice.
Right,
I bet you got some nice barbecue right there, right on your desk in front of you. Yeah.
I tell you, here's the striker we need. I made my comeback last night. It was my first match of my second life. So I was a little bit nervous.
Oh, wow.
Usually I'm the worst player on the pitch. But last night I made my comeback, 7-aside, 2-1 victory. Your boy got both of the goals. So maybe I'm the answer. I'm not.
Get over on this side of the pond then. Come on. Get over this side. But get over this side. Oh, Peach saying just shut up.
Whoa! There's Peach.
Ooh.
I need to message him back.
Franco out there balling on year 7s, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's an over 30s league.
Over 30. Right then, what's your thoughts on deadline day? I mean, what's the time over there, Franco? It can't be mid-morning, innit?
Yeah, it's 10:30 a.m. And look, the main thing is we're getting bodies, and really, I think that's the most important thing. Our squad is so thin. I'm not that bothered with there's so many names linked. We're getting players in. People are quick to criticize, but the reality is we need players. We've got so many games to play, and look, we've seen it all. We've seen players come to us for crazy amounts of money who are supposed to be good, who were pretty useless. We've seen other players who were absolutely unknown. No one knew anything about Vladimir Sufal. No one had even heard of the guy, and he's a total baller. So I am one of these fans that don't spend a lot of time looking into how good these players played in a league that isn't the Premier League. I love to see more bodies come in, and maybe they surprise us. Championship Craig. We never would have thought last season that Championship Craig would be a starting Premier League player. But he upped his game and was absolutely crucial for us last year. Not good enough, but he rose his game. And so, when we're linked to all of these players, I think it's important for us as West Ham fans to not get too carried away before we've seen him in a West Ham shirt, because, these players that come to us that might come, the big signings that we expect the most from may end up being the most disappointing.
James, do you think Adam said there he's a total baller? Is that an American thing?
Definitely an American thing. 100%, mate. We don't say that round here. You know what I mean?
No.
We say techers in the end. Techers. Do you know what I mean?
But James in the East End of Dagenham saying, "Oh yeah, he's a baller. He is."
Yeah, he's a G. He's an OG. But I just want to ask Adam this. What does he make of Connor Coventry going out on loan to Peterborough? Is it? I understand he's going to play games, but one, is it the right club? for him? And two, couldn't he have learnt his trade better off playing with us in Europa League games?
Yeah, my opinion, I think yes. I really do think that we should have kept hold of him. But if Moyes, look, if David Moyes knows what his team's going to be, and also you've got to bear in mind it's Mark Noble's last season, and David Moyes is a manager that often thinks like with his heart rather than his head. You know, we see him make decisions that we know are based on heart, not based on like practicality and what he should do. So because it's Noble's last season, we want to see Noble get a run out as well. And I think that if Noble had have retired last year, that Coventry would probably be more in the picture. I would have loved to see Coventry stay around, but if David Moyes knows that he is very unlikely to get a game, then it's better for everyone. It's better for West Ham and it's better for Connor Coventry to be playing week in, week out. But I am disappointed because I think pre-season and what we saw of him there, he was very impressive. And I think that he could make it. And I think he's good enough to have played for us. But once again, like for us and for him, the most important thing is game time. Like he needs to be playing competitive football. And so Moyes knows better than us that what his plan is. So as disappointing as it is, like I would much rather he play week in, week out than get 5 minutes a month for West Ham.
Let's take some comments and then we'll move on to it's a Diop. We are going to start with Oz's comment here. Oz says, I think our seller clubs now, we need a striker. They are overcharging for us. Moyes may see the buy a winger and convert option as better value. Seema to us was 50 million, now sold for 7 to another club. It's a good point. Maybe we just left it too late or too early. Who knows? Ken says Dan James signed for Leeds. Now that's a great signing for them. A little bit steep price wise, but a cracking player, I think. Gary says, we need a striker and can't believe we ain't got one. Moyes said in January he's saving his money for a striker in the summer and we ain't got one. There's still 6.5 hours left. Anything could happen. But yeah, I do think it's a little bit strange. Eric says, I actually trust David Moyes in this one. I think we've all got to trust David Moyes. And Gaz is in as well. Right then, I think we've connected with a certain...
Hey.
Hey.
Brownie.
Hey, hola, ¿qué tal? You right? You're good?
Yeah, not too bad.
Sorry I was late, Jake. I was in work, other work meetings and far longer than what I expected. But yeah, how's the deadline day going for West Ham?
Well, I'll ask that question to you from an outsider. We've signed one player, Vaslich. We've got a few on the verge. From an outsider, do you think we should have done more?
Yeah, definitely with a striker. I'm stunned that he still haven't got a striker. I watched Vlasic for Everton.
Yeah.
When he was at Everton, and unless he's improved massively while at Siska Moscow, then I don't know. I think it's a lot of money to be forking out when you could have had Kiefer Moore for 7 million. Oh no, hang on. This is Cardiff owners I'm talking about. You could have had Kiefer Moore for 5.5 million apparently.
Kiefer Moore's trending on Twitter because apparently he's got COVID, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Don't start me on that, Jake. Don't start me on that.
We'll leave that there. We'll leave that there, Brownie.
Yeah, UEFA, you have started me on that now. UEFA have moved our game against Belarus to Russia because of political unrest. Then, lo and behold, yesterday, 3 of the Wales players were refused visas to get into Russia, and now today, 2 of them got COVID. I tell you what. Maybe a Welsh manager should give me a call. I'm still only 43, but I my boots are still under the cupboard, under the stairs. I can.
Tweet him, Brownie. Tweet him.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Issa Diop. Wally, I'm going to come to you first. Reports are suggesting today that it could perhaps be a loan move out of West Ham, or a loan move to Crystal Palace, or a move to Roma. Just your initial thoughts on that rumour. Diop to leave West Ham on loan to Palace?
Oh, I actually love Diop because he's like a young, pacey player, and I love pacey players. And I love seeing Diop just charge up the pitch sometimes, even though it's probably not the best move. But I love that enthusiasm when he runs up the pitch and usually causes trouble. But anyway, so I would miss him if he left. I'm afraid I would miss him.
Yeah, Charlie boy, do you see any legs in this rumour, and what's your thoughts on perhaps leaving Issa Diop or letting Issa Diop go out on loan this season?
Well, the whole thing was everybody said, oh, we only got three center halves, right? Then we bring in Zuma. Now we got 4. So if we send him out the door again, we're right back to, we only got 3. If one of the mans goes down, we're in the same situation that we was in before we brought in Zuma. Now everybody gets on Diop. Yeah, he's out of position at times, but he has the pace to recover, and he's still young. He still has a high ceiling. I think Moyes could get a tune out of him, especially with working with Zuma and mans like Augie. You give him a little bit of time. You send him out the door. Now we have 3 center halves. What competitive team in this league in Europa, any kind of tournaments and going for serious bits has 3 center halves? None. That's ridiculous. I'd keep them. You know what I mean?
Jake, can I just butt in here? Because I can't believe the superstars I'm on your show with. This is the first time that guy is with Peach, isn't he? I laugh all the time he does a show with Peach. I'm not talking about James. James is just a number 2 level like myself. But you got some superstars.
I love it. I'm getting done by the Cardiff head boy. Oh my days, mate.
My point being, it's an absolute pleasure to be sharing a show with you all. That's apart from James.
Of course, mate. Everyone loves Fever, don't they? Everyone loves the fat man.
James, you've just been sent to Peterborough on loan, James. What's going on?
I know, mate. I've just been sent to the Isle of Sheppey on loan.
Brilliant. Racist less Sal Fredericks just trying to annoy our man Wally. Only joking though. I said, Wally's walking out. He's getting off his seat. He's off. Wally's off.
Are you muting yourself, Wally?
Yeah, Wally. We can't hear you, mate. That's why it's called Wally.
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice.
Hey, have you guys heard about Wolves are for a bid at £8 million bidding for that Coletta car?
Have they?
We need subtitles for you, mate. I don't speak Welsh.
I don't either. It's a speech impediment, isn't it?
I just seen in the chat somebody said SEMA to Brighton for $7 million. Is that true?
Yeah.
Apparently so. Yeah.
Wow.
That's
something we should have jumped on. That $7 million. Are you kidding me? That's like stealing. That is stealing. And I know people always do wing him, but he played a mass amount of game up top as well. Any forward spot he could play and get goals. $7 million. We should have jumped on that, boys.
I think it's the attitude problem that David Moyes has been very pedantic and very exact on who he wants. He's not budging on it. If he thinks there's something wrong with the player, we saw it with Nikola Milenkovic. That's it. They're off the table. Cleared off the table. We saw that perhaps with Kurt Zuma. Something wrong with his knee, but that still went through. Whether that was true or not, we don't know. But Franco, we'll come to you on Issa Diop. Your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have the squad size to be letting players go for nothing. Now, if a big amount came in, like a decent size offer came in for a permanent transfer, okay, then I think that there's an argument for it because it puts money back into the transfer budget for us to strengthen in January. But to let him go on loan, if he were to go on loan to a Premier League team, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Why would we strengthen another Premier League team and give them squad depth when if we get a player hurt, I mean, we're gonna be relying on Winston Reid. Like if we want to lose a centre back on loan, then we ship Winston Reid on loan to a club. You know, like no one is gonna say that Issa Diop is below Winston Reid in the pecking order. So why are we even considering getting rid of one of the players that isn't bottom of the pecking order? It just doesn't make logical sense to me.
Anyone else want to jump in on that?
I think that Diop gets harshly treated by the West Ham fan base, and I've said that for a long time. He will do 10 things right, but when he does one thing wrong, everyone's on his case. And to me, he's the future, and he's 24 years old, and we're thinking about getting rid of this man. But no disrespect, I love Obonna, but Obonna can't do it forever. He's 34 years old. Right? Craig Dawson, he's a backup, and that's all he ever will be, is a backup. So Diop, as a loan, the only thing I disagree with Frankel on is the loan in the Premier League. If he goes to a Premier League club and he tears it up, and we see a real solid defender there, in one way it benefits us, because next season he comes back to us and we know he can handle the Premier League. I think if he goes and go abroad to Rome or somewhere, we won't know anything. Like, do you know what I mean? Because it's a different league, different way of playing, different style. So for me, I don't want to see Diop gone. And I swear, I want to see Diop and Zuma together. But I think them two together would be a massive force, both French speaking. And I personally believe that Zuma will bring the best out of Issa Diop.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with Oriola, who's probably going to be number one keeper soon. Ariola, I can't say players' names.
Oriola, who's Oriola?
Ariola. No, that's Italian. How do you say his name?
Ariola.
Hey,
that's pretty much what I said, Jake.
Don't ask
me. Oriola.
Don't be racist because I'm in America.
He's got that Texas accent.
That's how we say it in Texas, Jake. Jacob.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Pulling up to the show on a horse.
Right then. So, Brown, you gonna say something now?
Yeah. Someone asked me how to pronounce a name. Hey, I'm the last person who should be asking how to pronounce names. I tell you, with my speech impediment.
Oh dear. Right then. Now I'm going to ask. It's currently in the UK 4:42. At what time, a UK time, are you getting worried when we haven't signed Alex Kral or we haven't signed the player? What time are you going to stop biting your fingernails? What time are you going to start thinking, oh, hang on, something's not right here? We've got. What have we got? 6 hours and 15 minutes left.
Yeah, but it still can go on.
How many hours does it take you, Wally, to get a little bit nervous about it all? Oh, you're on mute, Wally.
Oh my gosh, how hard is it? One job, Wally. It's one button, mate.
I'm just living up to my name. That's all. But I will be worried from now until 5 o'clock our time, which is, I guess, is 10 o'clock your time, at which time I crack open the cocktails and then I'll calm down. So that's
I like the approach. Charlie, how long has it taken you to get a little bit worried?
I'm worried already. Listen, I'm not gonna stop worrying until all the guys are in and I know Bowen's safe and nobody's out the door that I want to keep. I'm gonna be worried I'm sitting here, you're like, oh, they might put in a bid for Bo, and then they always got some cheeky bids for Rice talk. Let's get it over so the anxiety could be done and I could just relax and start worrying about other things.
James?
I think Kral is a done deal, mate. I think if Connor's gone to Peterborough, I'm pretty certain, right, and you can edit this later if it goes wrong, but I'm pretty certain Kral will come through the door. And I can't see that one going wrong. The thing that will worry me is if I don't see a left back or a striker at this club. If I don't see a left back at this club or a striker, to me, it's a good window, but it ain't a great window. Like we've signed players, but we've only really signed the bare minimum when we really do need a striker and a left back, especially a left back at this club. So I'll get worried about 9 o'clock tonight, mate, if I don't hear anything.
Yeah. Adam, are you worried already?
I wasn't
I'll say
worried
Frank.
until Charlie Boy started worrying me, talking about Bowen and Rice getting late bids. So
Yeah.
cheers. I was fine until Charlie Boy started running his mouth about us maybe losing players. So now I'm a little bit anxious. I don't care if we don't get like all of the players in, because at least we've got some players in. But if I just hope that we don't lose players. So that's my only real anxiety.
But how would you rate the window right now with Kral in the team? If you was rating it out of 10.
I would give it a 6 out of 10, I would say, because, with Vlasic, look, Moyes, we already know with how he played last season. He's happy cycling attacking midfielders and wingers into that number 9 role. And it's worked for us fine. So if Antonio's not there, it could be Bowen. It could probably be Vlasic as well. Like it could have been Lingard. We got a keeper who is going to be he'll be our number 1 by the end of this season. And Mark Noble is retiring. If we get Kral, well, we've now like upgraded there. All of these players that we've got are upgrades on what we have already. And obviously, in a perfect world, we'd be strengthening more positions. We have some weaknesses. But at least with Zuma, I can't remember the last time West Ham spent money on a centre-back like that.
Probably Gabardon and Collins, probably.
Oh, don't you start on Gabardon and Collins.
Oh!
Don't you start on Gabardon.
What a great
He's
bit of
got his
business that
Cafe
was.
Nero coffee. He's got his Cafe Nero coffee. And he nearly wore it then.
Oh,
Yeah. West Ham
forget,
legends.
sir.
I love Gabardon and Ginge.
So did I.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. Which you stolen off Cardiff. West Ham stolen those 2 off Cardiff because
We probably saved them. We did save them.
That's what you get for calling me a number 2. That's what you get.
Jesus.
Oh,
God, could you see smoke coming out of my ears, man?
Rowie, be careful, be careful, be careful. That coffee's going to be all over your nicely curled hair in a minute.
Well, I'm trying my best for deadline day, I should have had a yellow tie. The Jim White yellow tie I should have had.
What can I say? Okay, let's take some comments quickly. I'm going to scroll up. Right then, according to X, here we go. X says the Irons are in talks with Lille attacker Jonathan Bamba over a potential late deadline day switch to the London Stadium. That's what we're hoping for. John McCarthy won't get nervous until 10:30. Christ, that's late. It's only half hour left. Nothing's going to happen in that half an hour. If nothing's happening, oh my God. West Ham fan Twitter will go absolutely ballistic. One thing I did find funny, at 4:30 UK time, West Ham put out the fancy dancy video for Vlasic only about 8 hours. 8 hours after they actually announced it. They obviously haven't had time to do that. We don't need left back this season. Oh, we do, Ray. We do. Here we go. Take a shot every time James says striker or left back.
Trust me, you'd have one fun night if you take a shot every time I say a striker left back, mate. Trust me. That's your first shot tonight.
We got to play. So is Cresswell going to play every single game at left back? What it means? I mean, we're playing in 2 different. We got the Europa plus we got our league. And if Mans gets hurt, he's not the youngest, right? If he gets hurt, who's playing left back?
And please, before anyone says Arthur Mezawaka as a left back, please don't. Like, he's a wing back. He's not a left back.
He can play there though.
Can Fredericks play there?
Fredericks can't even play on the pitch. You know what I mean?
No, in all seriousness, Fredericks will be a very good option in the Europa League on the right wing. Would you agree, Wally?
For the right wing, yes. I don't know.
Right wing or right back?
Right wing.
Right wing, yes.
Back.
He can play it all. He's so fast, he can be anywhere on the pitch at any time.
The only time I like Masuaku as a left back and Fredericks as a right back is when we're playing 3 centre backs, like Cresswell's. And I think that when, like, us keeping hold of Diop allows that system to happen a lot better, because when we played that, we dominated some teams. You know, it worked really well. We've got whatever three, Ogbonna, Zuma, Diop, or, you know, maybe even Dawson, because there's three there. They're less Cresswell, obviously, there as well. Masuaku on the left, Fredericks on the right. I think that'll work great in the Europa League.
Well, we've just got a bit of an update from X on Twitter. Somebody asked, do you think there will be one more signing after Kral? You'll be disappointed to know. He said, no, at the moment, Kral is the only one close, but things can still change. We are fastly approaching only 6 hours left in this transfer window, and Kral is the only player that's close to signing. I'm going to go round the panel. Wally, does that worry you?
Yeah, I think we need this backup striker position, because we are so struggling with depth at the striker, and we have so many matches. So yeah, I would be worried. I think we need some kind of extra striker.
Yeah, Charlie boy, are you worried, or would you be worried?
I didn't hear the first bit. The wind was going. Somebody had, I think it was Brownie, had the wind situation. He said they're in a hurricane.
Yeah. Listen.
What was it? Am I worried about who?
So, X has just put out on Twitter that Kral is the only player that's close at the moment. Does that worry you?
Yeah, if that's the only guy we bring in, because, you know, like we said, we need depth and cover. You know what I mean? I'm not too worried about bringing in, you know, guys that are going to start right away. Also, that would be lovely. But I think our starting boys are fine. We just need backup for both leagues, and as well as somebody gets nicked up, you know, gets hurt. You know, we need some cover for the boys. So if just Kral, I mean, I'm buzzing if we get him. But, you know, we, like you said, we got to add a striker. Some people say we don't need a left back. I'm fine with Cresswell playing left back. I think he does bits. But we're in two different leagues, you know. And, Masuaku can, but he's not going to play left back. It's going to be a back three, and he's going to switch to a left. It's going to be a left wing back. And if we do that, I don't want anybody to complain, oh, we got three at the back. Well, then you said it, so now don't complain if we go to three to the back with two wing backs. You know what I mean? And the same people saying he can, they're going to complain when we switch the system. And Moyes is going to have to switch the system to put him in. You know what I mean? Or it's just not going to go. It's not going to go right. So just don't complain if it's three at the back. If Cresswell gets nicked, gets a ding, and then we got to put Arthur, because Arthur has to play a different slot. Period. That's just the way it is. That's footy. It's straight up. Get your pad and pencil and take notes.
Yeah. I don't know whether Adam's still with us. He's on the cheap, dodgy American Wi-Fi there. He seems to be all glitching out as always.
You see me?
Yeah, it looks like I can see you through the bottom of a glass Coke bottle is what I'm looking at right now. The old school Coca-Cola bottles.
It looks fine on my screen.
Nah, bro. You coming in 100p right now.
Dodgy American Wi-Fi, cheap dodgy American Wi-Fi. It's because you spent it all on the 2p machines in Clacton. You spent all your money.
I did spend a lot on them. I could try and connect to a different Wi-Fi, but
just refresh. Just refresh. It'll be right.
Right, BRB.
You're gonna have to go down to the Star. Hey, you got to go to the Starbucks there, Franco. Go to Starbucks and snatch their Wi-Fi up real quick.
He just said BRB. Let's have a look.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's better. There we go. Yeah, right. Are you worried? Hello. Brownie's driving on the job as well. Look.
I know. I'm just. I know. I shouldn't be doing this.
This is worrying, because Cardiff guys don't do well traveling in general. So I have to be careful. Too soon to comment about that. At least not.
No. To be honest, this is the only way I can get away from that poxy wind, really. But anyway. Listen, I'm gonna have to make a move, Jake. As you can tell, I'm. But
you got to keep to service.
Sorry,
Franco, your Wi-Fi's playing up again.
Yeah, no.
He's logging into the neighbors right now.
Listen, just a question. Yeah, I know it's about Kiefer Moore, but isn't it strange if someone has COVID on transfer deadline day, or is it just me being paranoid?
Don't know. It's slightly strange. I can't lie. He's been linked with the move away, and then he gets COVID. I don't know. Here comes Frankel's dodgy Wi-Fi again. It looks all right for the moment, but it did earlier on.
Right, well, I changed to different Wi-Fi, so reel it in, Jacob. We got this now.
Have we? All right. Is that why you keep freezing then? All right. Cheers, Brownie. Thank you very much.
Hey, nice meeting everybody as well. Nice to speak to you all. Much appreciated.
Thank you very much. Right
Yeah,
then,
nice
there is 4 minutes left of the show. Any questions anybody would like to pose to the panel in the chat?
Good question. Oh,
Right, I'll take some comments whilst you lot think of a question.
Can we say that we're not getting rid of my man Ryan Fredericks at this point, right?
He's staying. He's here to stay.
Yes. Okay. Excellent.
He's here to stay.
Just one comment that I want to say, that when people in the chat were saying about Ben Johnson over on the left-hand side, let's not go there again like we did last season. Right, we can't put a right-footed player on the left-hand side because that is square pegs in round holes. It just doesn't work. So let's just hope for a left-back.
Yeah. John wants to talk about the website stuff. Yeah, so somebody discovered on Twitter this afternoon by going onto the West Ham website and then at the end of the URL typing in Jonathan Bamba, then it comes up. What did it say? It basically came up. You're not authorized to access this webpage.
Mm.
You're not authorised to access this webpage. But then again, people are on about there's one for Tammy Abraham, people we've been linked with in the past. So it might be they're setting up a web page for Jonathan Bamba, or it might just be what they do. And somebody's just come and just, look at this. But it might just be general procedure. Jamie says, any other news on players? No, it seems like Kral is the only one close at the moment, as X reported just about 5 minutes ago. Evening all, quite a good news day. Yeah, nothing much has happened really, has it? It's been quite a slow news day. Nothing much has gone on.
I am surprised. My biggest surprise is that we got Vlasic instead of Lingard. Really, I think that the expectation. But you know what? I think as well, that's the Man United owners. You know, they're like, they played a game of chicken with us. And we're like, do you know what? We're not going to pay over the odds for a guy in the last year of his contract who isn't getting any game time with you. You know, we're going to call your bluff. They were convinced. I'm sure Man United were convinced that we were eventually going to wait till the last second and say, all right, fine, we'll overpay you for him. And instead, we're like, do you know what? No, he would have been a good player for us. But we can get a younger player who can do the same job and you can pay his wages and have him sit on the bench. So I'd like to see Lingard, but I think overall it was the right thing to not spend.
Is Lingard still dead though, in your opinion? Because to me, I don't know why, but I sense a loan coming, mate. I really do. A 6-month loan.
I don't think so, but only because of Vlasic. Like, what would be the point in we already have, look at the way we've started. We already have a really good front four with Fornals, Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio. When Vlasic comes in, he can interchange for one of those guys. I don't think we need another attacking midfielder. Like, he'd be who would he go instead of? Because what would happen is Benrahma would be relegated back to the bench, and I really think this could be his season.
I just want to say something, Jake, quickly. Long live the Bolin's in the chat, and he's saying about Bowen left-footed on the right-hand side, Benrahma's right foot on the left-hand side. Listen, brother, I understand what you're saying, but Ben Johnson is a right-footed player in defence on the left-hand side. It does not work. Like, when he goes down the left-hand side, he has to cut back onto his right foot. Good teams will figure that out, stop him getting onto his right foot and press him on his right-hand side, and he will get exposed. Like, you can't muck about. Javid Bowen and Benrahma are talented individuals. Ben Johnson is a young lad who's a right back. He's a right-footed right back. He's not left-footed. So we need a left back. That's another shot for everyone in the chat, right? To go out, and we've got to get a left back. That's why we've been linked with 3 left backs, right? Because we need one. It's as simple as that.
And I think, James, to piggyback on what you're saying, there's a big difference between a player being wrong-footed higher up the field, because when you're an attacking midfielder and you're wrong-footed, you can cut inside and shoot. There's a big advantage of that, and the players can cross over wings. And it depends whether they're going to put a ball in or they're going to cut inside. Whereas as a defender, it's a different game. So you're a lot more likely to see players play on the opposite side, further up the pitch, than you are in defence.
But wouldn't you agree, Adam? Though, right, that on the left-hand side, there is a major problem if Cresswell does go, like Charlie Boy said. If he goes, then we have got we are completely light on that left-hand side, left-footed wise.
I'm just going to cut in. I'll just cut in and give the final thoughts to the 2 proper Americans at the top of the screen.
Did you think that was a dig? That's not a dig. I don't want to be a proper American. No offense.
Charlie Boy, want to sign off? Anything you want to say? Get off your chest.
I just got nothing to get off my chest. I just want this to get over so I don't have a situation in my chest, because I'm done with it. Let's get it over. Let's not nobody go out. I don't want no more of the boys to leave. I don't want Diop to leave. No Bowen. If Liverpool's calling, asking questions, unplug the phones, hide the fax machine, everything. Unplug the computers. Nothing. I don't want to hear nothing about Rice. Nothing. I want to bring in Kral. Maybe another striker, left back. That's it. Get it over with. Just get on with the season. That's it. This is just too much for me. Too much now.
Wise words from CB. And the final words from the man himself, the King, Wally.
I'm giving this transfer window at this point a 6 out of 10 because 2 points deducted for no left back and 2 points deducted for no striker. That gives me a 6 out of 10.
Wise words. Anyway, I'd like to say huge thank you for all of you for coming on the show, and James for being here earlier on as well. This has been Transfer Deadline Day live here on West Ham Unofficial. We'll leave it to the big boys to do the rest now. West Ham Network cover on Hammers Chat will be on West Ham Fan TV. The lot, we'll leave it to them now. And yeah, come on, you Irons. Let's hope we get a couple more signings over the line, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep believing. Come on, you Irons, and we'll see you next time.